What's going on? We back with the Boxing Clinic. I'm your boy CJ Goodfellas. Y'all know what it is. One time for the one time. Back on the boxing grind. And you guys know we do more than boxing. We're going to have some other content mixing up in there. Also, don't forget, next week we got Josh Taylor taking on Victor Postal. And also, we got the Sister Clarissa Shields facing Gabriel Hanna. And also Christian Hammer coming live from the Masonic Temple in Detroit, Michigan, which I hopefully I can go out to that fight. But, you know, we back talking about, why HBO, Showtime, and pay-per-view, just HBO, Showtime, basically, why are they responsible for the lack of stars in boxing? And, we've touched on this, me and Callie, on certain live streams, but never have I gotten to doing an actual video. And a lot of people younger, and, unless you're a historian, you can go back and look, forget that Sugar Ray Leonard, Marvin Hagler, Roberto Duran, a lot of these guys was fighting on network television. And the accessibility to network television, Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday nights, whenever they was fighting. Yes, there was Tuesday and Thursday night fights on network television. And Callie can go back in his mind. He says he remember they used to run promos for the fights on Monday Night Football. And when, they decided to take boxing to premium network television and pay-per-view, that's when boxing, eventually slipped. Because, the fans were familiar with the fighters' faces, and that's why they would tune in. They could see them, and there was accessibility. It was accessible. When boxing went to a closed network, premium TV, HBO, Showtime, even though those networks had more money to put up for the fight, eventually it was the boxing's demise, and boxing fell from the forefront of sports, or fell down the list of major sports in America because it wasn't accessible no more. Everybody didn't have HBO and Showtime. Everybody didn't have cable back in the day. Cable didn't hard catch on until recent. Every household didn't have cable 10, 15 years ago. I know it was the new millennium, but a lot of the older folks still didn't get it. A lot of people just kept, regular TV until they made you get those digital boxes, and a lot of people, eventually caved in and finally got basic satellite or basic cable. And then when you go and you look at it, HBO is like $15.99 or whatever, then Showtime was like $12.99. So you think people really was going to spend an extra almost $30 to see boxing when it used to be free? People forgot about it. They'd rather watch baseball, tennis, basketball, soccer, anything that was on lease on basic ESPN or Channel 2 or Fox, NBC, ABC, CBS. When they snatched them fighters off of network, off of regular TV, that's when you stop getting real superstars in boxing. That was the beginning of the snowball effect. That was the beginning. Because fans just forgot about the sport. Because a lot of people didn't have cable, and a lot of people, then the people that did have cable still didn't have HBO Showtime. So the fans wasn't able to get familiar with these guys. And now they didn't even put the Olympics boxing on regular NBC no more until the gold medal round. And fans don't check for that no more. It'll be on NBC Sports. So the platform that boxing has eventually went on, it messed the sport up. If they was able to get these fighters going back to network television on a regular basis and kind of get back to the beginning and what the PBC was built on, boxing would be in a better place. How do you get so familiar with basketball players, and how did basketball get so popular? Bird and Magic put NBA on regular TV. Before that, they only showed the NBA Finals on tape delay. Magic and Bird, they were able to get NBA on ABC all the time. Well, on most days when they played, they brought NBA to network television, and after that, it was a snowball effect of popularity for that. That eventually went to Michael Jordan. That eventually went to the Lakers and all that, and it blew up, and they got bigger TV money. Same thing for the NFL. If the NFL wasn't on network television, you think it'd be as big as it was? No, it would never got to that point. It's a point where people probably would pay for it now on HBO Showtime. It would. But in the beginning, in the 90s, it wasn't that big. It was a good sport, but it became accessible. People got familiar with it. It was on NBC, Fox, CBS. You know, then eventually they put Monday Night Football on ESPN, or Sunday Night Football was on ESPN at one point. And people said, well, I got to watch that, man. You know, it got a reputation, so I got to get cable to watch Monday or Sunday Night Football, depending on the time period. The accessibility in boxing has been shut down. And when they shut the accessibility in boxing down, thus the stars start building. And people say, well, you know, Floyd Mayweather, you know, he was the exception. Manny Pacquiao was the exception. That's when HBO was hot in boxing. But they were guys that prospered off the next generation. You know, and the next generation prospered off the next generation. Boxing needs to get back to basic TV, regular TV, and put them fights on there. And then that's how you build a star. And then on top of that, these guys don't fight enough neither. Their name ain't in rotation enough for fans to even get to know you. They see you fight in January, then they see you fighting October, November, December. That ain't enough. January to the end of the year, people gonna forget about you. You got to keep your name. You got to keep your name synonymous with the fans. And you got to look impressive doing it. And that's what's wrong. That's why boxing don't have that many superstars. It's basically a closed circuit sport. You got to pay to see it all the time. And then the free boxing you get, you know, it's trash. They put all the trash fights on Fox and CBS and stuff like sometimes. You know, especially Fox with that Ortiz and Alexander fight. Hey, come on, man. Then they put the Anthony Durrell and Abraham on there. Oh, come on. Boxing needs a Crawford and a Spence on CBS. And people talking about, well, you know, it's it's a pay-per-view. That's not a pay-per-view fight, bro. Never will be a pay-per-view fight that do 1 million buys. That's a mega fight. But you can make big money on network television. Sugar Ray Leonard got a $10 million purse on regular network television. They were getting paid on network television. When premium television came out, they paid a little bit more across the board. But that's what happened. That's what happened when you take that. I remember my mom saying that was the stupidest thing when they took boxing to pay-per-view. That legitimately killed the sport. And when they took it the majority over to premium network cable, that killed it as well too. I challenge you to disagree with this. You know, I got time today. But don't forget, we on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. All those links in the description. Instagram username in the description. You just copy and paste it. If you want to donate, you know, YouTube be cutting the funding. But if you want to donate, PayPal link in the description. Got some good things lined up for the fall. Can help us reach those goals. I definitely appreciate it. And yeah, stay consistent. Real Trill Boxing Talk. You know, I can't see it getting too much triller around the LDBC. So shout out to all my brothers working. We gone.